Excellent. Thanks for being here today. Thanks for access. Okay, you're them. Oh yeah. And anyway, just love to talk to you. Excellent. We have all sorts of things. Yeah, of course. Good to keep people in definitely such a beautiful place. Yeah, I know. We do love it here. So, yeah. Where's the
I'm gonna go just confirm with Sarah.
Okay.
Thank you.
No way with it. There you go, buddy. I know. Oh, wow, cool.
Doing well, thank you. Trying to test out this.
Yeah, like we have run out of stuff.
Oh, I see. Are these good kids? Spring to the holiday winter breaks.
Really busy. I'm working with the event leadership. Okay. So I'm helping them with their on-demand correspondence on media and video library. So that's been crazy, and then I just moved to another thing. It's been intense. It's been crazy, especially the last month.
A little bit hot.
Yeah, I'm on that seemed like the good idea. How are you?
Stay on top of I think I did see this. We'll talk to you soon. Hey, Amy. Because they usually, most of the facilities have their own security section. Usually you can guess it.
Yeah, like McNamara secure.
Thanks, Greg. Yeah, you should turn around. You should be able to.
If everyone could please take a seat, we're going to start the program after lunch. Good, how are you? Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming out on this cold February afternoon. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Elizabeth Bertica. I'm president of ISIS this year. I'd like to thank our sponsors today. We have Visit St. Paul, Bloomington Convention Visitors Bureau, Catering, McNamara Alumni Center, Lauren B Photography, AV for You, and we will introduce the panel after we talk about Star Wars. So can I introduce Sarah Johnson?
Hello, my name is Sarah Johnson. I am standing in for Gretchen Culver, our chair of the Star Wars today. I am on the food and beverage committee this year. And I want to make sure that everyone, tickets are now on sale, are getting their tickets for our Star Wars this year on March 27th at Aria. It's going to be fantastic. We are doing actually 2 different tickets this year that you can buy. So you can either buy one for our gala, which includes the full evening, seated dinner, award show, etc. Or if you want to go for just something a little more price efficient, you can do the after party, which will start at like 8:30, and you will get to have all the fun afterwards with booze pops and robots and all kinds of fun things. Our theme this year is storytellers. So there's, as you can imagine, lots of fun places we can go with that. If you want to volunteer for the event, you can talk to Dawn Crawford Hoot back there, and she will gratefully take on your volunteers. So if you have any other questions, feel free to ask me anything today. Otherwise, you can contact Gretchen as well. And I'm going to now introduce Ruth Jones, who's going to talk about her position on the board.
Hello, everyone. I hope everybody's enjoying the fabulous food from Domingo. I'm Ruth Jones. I am from AMIA, which some of you might also know as former Carlson Marketing. I work in our group travel area, and in my day job, I actually work on writing proposals to bring business to other destinations. Sorry to say, gentlemen, we're going to be speaking a little later. But I've been involved in the ISIS organization for 12, 13 years, and have served on the board now twice. My position on the board right now is Director of Communications, and I am the person that when the website's updated or there's an email that goes out, you can thank me or hate me, whichever one you prefer. Those are my responsibility, and I'm very grateful to be working with a great team on the board of directors. And the other thing I think that's important for people to know too, I've been a member for 11 of those 12 years that I've been involved with the association. Some of my deepest friendships are in this organization. I've learned something every day. I've had new opportunities, and I've been able to share opportunities for business with other people in the association. So for those of you that are here that I see have those new member tags on, welcome, thank you for joining, and we look forward to hopefully giving you some information today that will be beneficial for you going forward. And so now I have the pleasure of introducing our host for today, Amy Leiden with McNamara Center. Thank you, Amy, and I'll turn it over to you.
Welcome to campus. Some of you not been here before to the Alumni Center? A couple of you? Yeah, correct. So good. Been here. Well, the last time we hosted ISIS, I think, was in 2010. So 4 years ago, we were opening our addition, which is on the other side of this wall, 3 new rooms that allow us to host events for up to 1,000. We've got 10 rooms. Today we're in the Johnson room. And we do about 900 meetings and events a year. So we're busy, and we can, today we're here to answer your questions. Siri Lindemann, our sales manager, Dave Peter, our event manager, and Amy Harrison here from Catering on site here. We also have some information on the center of the table. I'm happy to have you take a look at that and bring that home. And then if you want a tour, I'm happy to answer some questions afterwards. But I'll leave it short. And thank you for coming today and visiting our beautiful venue.
Thanks everybody for coming. I've never been here before. This place is beautiful. I'm just amazed at how lovely it is. And, also, everyone coming up on a cold, cold day, thanks. We're so glad to have you here. This is going to be a really lively and informative panel and discussion. We're so pleased to have Nathan Hermiston from Meet Minneapolis, Eric Sautry from Visit St. Paul, and Todd Lurkey from the Bloomington Convention Visitors Bureau to talk about things that are happening, things that are going to happen, the thought process. There'll be a chance for Q&A at the end, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Again, thanks everybody for being here.
All right. Well, I'll introduce myself. My name is Nathan Hermiston. I'm the Director of Destination Sales at Meet Minneapolis Convention Visitors Association. I've been at Meet Minneapolis for almost 5 years. Prior to that, I was working at the Hilton Minneapolis for the better part of a decade, or better part of 5 years as well. So I've been in the industry, been in the marketplace here for about a decade or so now, and seeing the destination grow quite a bit, as I think a lot of us in the room have, and it's kind of exciting to see where we've come from and where we're at, and where we're looking at in the future. So I'll turn it over to Todd here.
Thanks, Nathan. I'm Todd Lurkey. I'm Associate Director of Sports Development at the Bloomington Convention Visitors Bureau. I've been here for about 4 years now. Before that was hotel sales, worked with a few different brands in the area, Hilton in the Bloomington, Minneapolis area. And thanks for having me today. Excited to be part of this.
Hello everyone, Eric Sackman, Visit St. Paul. I'm a national account executive. I handle the association, government, online education groups as well. And this place reminds me of the American Association of Physics Teachers, which we recently hosted here, and we work together in Minneapolis as well. So, I think as far as getting into this presentation, what we're going to talk about, I thought I'd just start with a map. I know everyone is familiar, but it's interesting to see, at least studying the history of the cities, how much we've grown. I think the population of the region is almost 4 million people. And previously, 100 years ago, and still today, there is a rivalry going around between Minneapolis and St. Paul. But I think over time, it really blossomed into we're basically one metropolitan area. And while we do compete for certain events, we also work together between our mayors, the cities, corporate partners. So I kind of like just put an example of the unique setup we have as the Twin Cities, and they're a special case of 2 cities that are founded in close geographic proximity. And of course, that doesn't just include Minneapolis-St. Paul, but then obviously Bloomington as well. And I always tell clients too, we're not really the Twin Cities, we're not identical twins, we're fraternal twins. And what I mean by that is it's a special place, I think, because while we're in the same geographic area, we each have something to offer that's unique to our city. And obviously when one city does well, the rest of the cities benefit. And so I think that's what.
And I'm glad Eric brought that up, just the fact that I think a lot of times when you hear Minneapolis, St. Paul, the first thing, especially when you're talking in an environment like this, is it's a competitive environment. And Eric touched on it. We do compete on some things, but I would say we complement each other far more than we compete. And the same goes with Bloomington. We each have our own niches that we do very well with. And we also each have a niche that we can bring to the table. It works very well for some of the larger events that we've recently had some success securing, both in the past, today, and into the future. So it really is, we're a very unique destination in that I think a lot of people sometimes forget that we are a major destination. Eric mentioned the population. We're the 16th largest media market in the country. That ranks right alongside of Denver and Orlando. And I think sometimes when people think of those types of cities, they don't think that we're at that level. And we certainly are. We are a major league city. I think sometimes we kind of need to remind ourselves of that humbleness comes out of us a little bit. But one of the things I wanted to talk about being a former hotelier, and I know everyone always likes to look at statistics and things, we're a very healthy marketplace right now from a hospitality standpoint. And I say that from a hotel standpoint, because to me, when the hotels are full, that means there's events going on, that means there's special events going on, and the convention centers are full, and the restaurants are full. So I always kind of look at the hotel health, for lack of better words, as kind of an indicator of how strong of a market we are, and we're very strong. So what we did is our 3 cities, and we'll touch on some of the joint marketing things we've done in the past. But this is a graph that just kind of shows our current occupancy growth. And if you look, obviously everyone's aware of when the recession hit 2008, 2009. And since then, all 3 of our destinations have been on a steady increase. Minneapolis, we're hovering right around 72% occupancy. Bloomington won out this because they always try. As they always do. 73% occupancy, and St. Paul 63% occupancy. Those are very healthy numbers, and I think a lot of destinations throughout the country, now Las Vegas aside, and New York aside, San Francisco aside, those are numbers that a lot of destinations would absolutely take. It signifies a very healthy hotel market. Along the same lines, average daily rate. This is what, when someone checks into a hotel room, what's the average amount they're spending in a hotel for the rate. As you can see, all 3 destinations have a consistent climb on that. Anywhere from $4 to $10 to plus more each annually per year. So we're seeing that year-over-year growth. Again, that's an indicator of a very healthy market.
RevPAR, don't know how much anyone knows about RevPAR. Revenue per available room at the end of the day, that's kind of the big number that really takes into account occupancy and average daily rate. And again, so that's kind of the average of every room in the marketplace. And again, you can see consistent growth throughout. So I know sometimes graphs get a little boring, but I think that is a very good indicator that this is a healthy and stable marketplace right now. And it's definitely growing. There's so the good thing about that is it means we can definitely capitalize on some revenue generating opportunities. So, talking about some of the things when we're looking at Minneapolis-St. Paul, Bloomington, when we are chasing the Super Bowls and the All-Star games and the Ryder Cups and some of the larger conventions such as National Education Association and some of these other large events that are potentially looking at us, we always start at our airport. I think everyone knows that we have a very good airport. For a destination our size, I would argue it's probably, we're definitely overserved by our airport. I think that's a testament to our Fortune 500 companies and the amount of travel that goes in and out of the destination. But that speaks very well to a lot of clients and a lot of prospective events that are looking at us as a destination because attendees can get there. They can get there with one flight. Conversely, when we're competing with cities, it's the Minneapolises of the world, and Louisville, and what are some other ones I'm forgetting. They don't have that airlift. And for us to have that, we kind of want that a little bit. Especially the international airlift. Again, when you look at a city, I would argue, I don't have the stats to prove it, but I would argue we probably have the most international airlift for a city our size of any other city in the country. So it's very good, and that resonates with clients quite a bit. So don't forget that we have an outstanding airport here. Also, when starting at the airport, you've got the light rail as well. So the fact that attendees, people, guests can fly into the airport, can get to downtown. Now that the Green Line is open, we can get to St. Paul as well. So efficient, economical flow of traffic in the airport. And our airport is only 11 miles away. And as people travel around the country, Denver always comes to mind, but even Chicago area, it can be a good 45-minute hour commute into downtown. You don't have that in Minneapolis, so we like to brag and kind of show our compactness as a destination. And obviously, some of the successes that we've had have really evolved around a lot of the sports development. Target Field was starting this past year. The new Viking Stadium, where if we look out this window, I'm sure we can almost see that going up in the distance with the Super Bowl. The fact that we're hosting the National Senior Games, which is using just a plethora of facilities both here on the University of Minnesota campus, St. Paul, Bloomington, and all points in between. 2 convention centers, obviously the Minneapolis Convention Center, River Center, and then the Mall of America at Bloomington. Again, kind of going back to that comment that we really complement each other very well. And then 19,000 hotel rooms in the metropolitan area. That's a big number because that's a Super Bowl meeting. So again, it's kind of unique that we really almost have to use almost every hotel room in the metropolitan area to host that event. So it definitely was a lot of work gathering all that. Worked well needed. So wanted to touch on, this is one thing, again, going back to the comment that I've kind of reiterated a couple times. 3 cities, 1 destination. We probably promote ourselves more jointly versus against each other. Minneapolis-St. Paul, Bloomington, again, we've got something for everybody. If you want that, Mall of America, very exciting experience. We've got Bloomington, St. Paul, all that area, kind of more historic and more historic town, and you've got Minneapolis as well. I think so we've got 3 very distinct flavors you get to. So we definitely push that out to clients. We combine our marketing resources because what's good for St. Paul is good for Minneapolis, is good for Bloomington, and vice versa. And I think we can never say that enough. We do a lot of fan tours. I know I'm familiar with fan tours, trade shows. We were talking about all the travels that we've gone, IMEX and all the other events in the world. Site visits, a lot of joint site visits where we're looking at things. And then joint sponsorship opportunities. Again, just dollars go further. I think everyone knows that in this industry, everything, always trying to make our dollars stretch a little bit further. So by combining resources, we can do that. And then referrals. I mean, Jared and I quite a bit, and Todd as well. We're always going back and forth, and again, kind of back and forth as well. So, just to
a couple things just to kind of talk about some of the things that Minneapolis has done with the destination, and with the help of our colleagues in St. Paul and Bloomington. Obviously, everyone is familiar with the All-Star Game this past year. Again, one of the larger sporting events that you can host. I don't know, Todd, can you speak? What was was there an impression standpoint? Is it close to 1 billion? I don't know what for the All-Star Game in terms of eyeballs watching the destination. I mean, that's kind of some of the things that that we get to do. You have that off the top of your head? Kind of put me on the spot. Sorry. But again, when you talk about hosting the Super Bowl and the All-Star Game, I mean, those are major events, and they're showing the panorama of the destination, they're showing the Mall of America at commercial breaks, and they're showing the Cathedral of St. Paul. I mean, that's invaluable for us. I mean, because people, that puts us top of mind when people are thinking about destinations. USA Volleyball Girls Championships, that was, I think, still to this day, the largest event we've ever hosted. I know we hosted the Republican National Convention in 2008. We hosted the Alcoholics Anonymous Convention in 2000. USA Girls Volleyball Championships had something like 50,000 attendees, and then you take 50,000 participants, and then you multiply that by their family members and their grandparents and their friends, and it was a pretty all-encompassing event for the destination.
One thing I want to mention about that event that Minneapolis did that was pretty cool was they made a video with all the mayors of the metropolitan cities setting a volleyball to the next mayor.
Yeah, it was. It was really cool because of that. Because some of these events, again, it's not only taking place in Minneapolis or St. Paul, Bloomington, it's Brooklyn, Park, Edina, Eden Prairie, Bloomington. So this video was really cool. We had all the mayors kind of bumping the ball to each other, welcoming the USA Volleyball girls to the Twin Cities. That was a really neat example of joint promotion. So, I don't know who in this organization. There's another industry organization called NPI. We hosted the World Education Conference this past summer. A lot of work, a lot of excitement, but again, a lot of good buzz from that as well. And then everyone's favorite, the Shriners, were in town this past summer. I don't know if anyone got to experience that, but if you've ever seen a Shriners parade going down Hennepin Avenue, that was a pretty huge event. So one of the things that we've said at Meet Minneapolis, last year was the best year ever. Meet Minneapolis, as a convention visitors association, we're responsible for, with our contract with the city, very technical. We have 4 key performance indicators, meaning group room nights, leisure tourism room nights, convention center revenue, and private sponsorship revenue. We hit all 4 of them. We've never done that before. So we like to affectionately call 2014 our best year ever. And then just looking ahead, I mean, just a couple trends, not to bore you. I know everyone's kind of familiar with the trends right now, but I don't know if you noticed, short-term leads are up, and responses are definitely shorter now. I've been getting citywide leads and want responses tomorrow, and I just kind of chuckle. That's physically impossible, but people are asking for it, and corporate travel is up. I think that's really exciting for us. As a destination, Minneapolis-St. Paul, Bloomington, one of our calling cards is Fortune 500 companies, and those companies spending money on travel, spending money on events. That's up right now. We're very excited about it. Conversely, and I think some of the suppliers in this room, I can empathize with you. Budgets are always flat or declining, so I would take a kick out of that. But just a couple key groups that we're hosting here this year, as you kind of hear what's going on in the industry. Railway interchanges, so really a bunch of railway guys get together. About 10,000 people fills up all of Minneapolis and Bloomington. They have blocks in St. Paul. I think we need to talk. Okay. Another large group, we've got a bunch of soil scientists and agricultural scientists coming in November. And then the senior games, which I think Todd's going to touch on a little bit. The senior games are really, really unique event that's going to take over the city this summer. It'll definitely be hearing a lot of things. So again, those are some of the things that we'll be joining. So I'm going to turn it over to Todd and let him talk about all the fun, especially sports events.
Like Nathan said, for Bloomington, we had a record year in 2014 as well, and we actually got our starting for today for January of 15. We're starting the year up 8% last year for RevPAR, 5% occupancy. So excited to see those numbers for January. We also started our phase 1C expansion, which is in full swing, and in 2014, which is on the north side of the wall. And If you can see, this is kind of taken from where I feel it would be. This is Sears right there. This is going to be the JW Marriott, and then next to it is 150,000 square feet of multi-use office space. There will also be 30 new restaurants, 30 new retail shops and restaurants in between this building and Mall of America. So we're excited about that. The JW is supposed to open in November of this year, and the Ox building as well. And then another unique venue, probably our most unique sporting venue in Bloomington, is our Highland Ski Gym, which just recently was awarded a $750,000 grant to turn it into a year-round facility. They'll put down plastic mats and put water on in the summer. We'll jump all year, and we hosted state, regional, and international event last year, and it was an international event this January as well, which has jumpers from 4 different countries. So the question is, have you ever jumped? I downhill ski. The guy out there is asking me to jump. Every time I see him, he asks me to jump, but it looks terrifying. Two reconstructed ACLs, so I think I'm going to hold off on that. But the top jump is 70 meters, which is the next closest area that I've jumped outside of Chicago. Otherwise, you're going out to Meet-Minneapolis or Salt Lake City. Now looking into 2015 and beyond, we're kind of, as you can see, we have a lot of new hotel projects in the works. JW Marriott here again down below, and then the new Hyatt Regency, which is kind of open on the light rail station off 34th Avenue and American Boulevard. Those are our 2 full-service projects, pretty similar in size, around 300 rooms each, and 15 living space, 17,000 at JW Marriott, 12,000 at the Hyatt Regency. And then we have a few self-service properties as well at Marriott, Town Place Suites, which is going to be right near the mall as well. That goes from home to, which is going to be over South Sound area, and on the far west side, kind of with the ski. So that'll be adding almost 1,000 rooms to Bloomington, and we have about 8,200 right now. So we're looking forward to these projects being completed by early 2016. And I'll turn it over to Eric here.
All right, just look back at St. Paul in 2014. June, the Green Line opens. Obviously, I took it today. It was fantastic, and I think it benefits Minneapolis, but I think more than anything, it really benefited St. Paul just because there's so much moving, and obviously the university as well. So we have that public transportation. And then I just heard last week from my CEO that there's talk about extending the light rail line from downtown St. Paul to the airport, which would again be huge for us because I've actually had a few convention attendees that I've been talking to. They actually took the light rail from the airport to downtown Minneapolis to downtown St. Paul. I was like, how long did that take? It was about an hour and a half. So I'm like, I don't really recommend that. But it was cheap. You say it might what's money to you? But yeah. And so with that, obviously a couple years ago, the St. Paul Union Depot was renovated. If you guys haven't been there recently, I'd highly recommend it. It's just a fantastic building, and it's obviously our transportation hub for downtown St. Paul. A few events that we hosted, I'm not going to really go through them, but the BMW International Rally was a motorcycle rally at the State Fairgrounds. The Big Ten's men's ice hockey tournament, and then Community Transportation Association. So BMW was at the State Fairgrounds, Big Ten ice hockey obviously at the Excel Arena, and then Community Transportation was at the River Center. I know they use the History Center for an on-site event. So, for our city, I think as St. Paul, we get generally 1,000 to 2,000 convention attendees when it's hosted at the River Center. But obviously, it can grow when there's Excel Energy Center and other venues involved. And then I just put this on here. It's 2015, but Crash Ice just wrapped up their 4th year, and it was just crazy downtown St. Paul. They said 140,000 people. I don't know how they got to that number, but it looked like a lot of special events people. Yeah, I think so. But just another fantastic event. And we were definitely involved in that, especially when it came to some of the funding. efforts, but the city and the mayor's office is just amazing to work with because they definitely buy into what we do and really showcasing St. Paul's and destination and events. Obviously, a big thing coming up this year is the St. Paul Saints are coming downtown. The CHS Field, we can't wait. We're going to do a bunch of promotion stuff with them. Obviously, highlight them on fan tours, and then do a bunch of stuff with them. It's such a great thing. And really, I mean, the Lower Town area has grown so much. I think the restaurants and having Union Depot down there is it's going to be amazing. So that's May 21st. A couple of groups that are coming up. Again, I'm not going to get into the details too much, but the Association on Higher Education and Disability, this is one of my groups in July. So they assist people with disabilities in higher education. So it's going to be a great event. It attracts about 1,000 people and 4,000 total room nights. So it's a great convention center piece of business. The Alliance for Innovation, Transforming Local Government. One thing I'll mention about this, we've been partnering with League of Minnesota City. So it's not just the CBD efforts to go out and try to get groups to come to St. Paul. You know, and with all of us, there are definitely local partners that we work with that we assist them with basically the logistics, the site visits, and so forth. So that's an example of one that is coming to St. Paul in 2016. And the other thing I'll mention is that they were talking about the video. We just wrapped up a video for this year that they're going to show at a pre-promote because that's another service that the convention bureaus will provide. Is that we're going to show a St. Paul video with the mayor welcoming the group on the video for their 2015 conference and just get people excited about 2016 in St. Paul. And then the U.S. Figure Skating Championships, I will go into this. And then I was just going to mention some of the marketing things that we're doing. We have our own visitor guide, St. Paul visitor guide. We still work with Minneapolis on the Minneapolis-St. Paul visitor guide. And then we're doing other promotions, our hashtag #MySt. We just had a press conference yesterday about 31 days of giveaways. March is our busiest month of the year in St. Paul. So, you know, collectively, we definitely market ourselves as Minneapolis-St. Paul, Bloomington, and then individually as well. So that's a little bit about our city. I'm just going to mention really quick, as far as citywide event goes, Society of Government Meeting Professionals. There's one that's going to be coming out April 28th and the 30th. It's about 800 to 1,000 people, and basically it's government meeting planners from state to federal meeting planners coming to Minneapolis. I'm on the local board, so we've had a huge hand in hosting them and coming up with different ideas to do a fundraiser, charity work. So if you guys or anyone's interested in maybe checking that event out or finding out more information, I'll have my business card available. National Education Association, I'll just mention that we're hosting it in 2018. We started working on this in 2008. So it is such a long process, but with these really large conventions, a lot of the times they book out years in advance. And that's also in Minneapolis, and that drives about 15 to 17,000 people and 7,500 roommates on the key. I'm going to turn it over to Pat for the,
Oh, yeah, I'll touch on the American Legion. And I think the biggest thing I wanted to point out, and I know we're gonna talk about some of the sports events next, is you know, we definitely can't, you know, the Super Bowls and the All-Star games and the Ryder Cups and that kind of thing. Those are really great events, but you know, we also can't do the big conventions, the ones that come in the day. I call it the beach potatoes, kind of what are filling up our convention centers, filling up our hotels. So American Legion is another prime example of that. I think I mentioned the Shriners before. Those social groups are so much fun, and they do a lot of great events. I think the American Legion has a parade as well. So again, I think they do a lot of things that I think resonate with the crowd. Because you know, the parades and the festivals that they do in conjunction with their conventions. Because if people come together, have a good time, and obviously with the mission. We've been honored to be selected for the 2018 American Legion National Convention. And we kind of have a special place with American Legion. We were hosted our first ever national convention, which was in 1918. And then, so this will be their 100th anniversary. So kind of a fun, I think there'll be a little bit of a buzz coming into that one here in a couple of years as well.
So everyone's heard about the Super Bowl and the Final Four, but we have a lot of other
great sexy now. So
we got a lot of other great events that I want to talk about. All three of our destinations over the next couple of years. First, the
2015 National Senior Games, which we actually we won this piece of business back in 2009. So it's been kind of a long process. So we're excited that it's just about here. And it's basically the Olympics for 50+ demographic. There's about 12,000 athletes that will participate in 22 different sports, and takes place every other year. The last one was in Cleveland in 2013. And there's a fair amount of events that are going to be taking place here at the University of Minnesota and at the Convention Center downtown. Those are kind of the two hubs, and then some other events in St. Paul, University of St. Thomas, some in Bloomington, and the celebration of athletes, which is July 10th, is going to be at the View Field in downtown St. Paul Stadium. And that's where each state has 2 representatives, and they create a flag down the field. About 7,000 people show up for this kind of big event at the Senior Games. And just to go back to the dates for the Senior Games are July 3rd through July 15th of this year. And then next, the United States Figure Skating National Championship, which is the biggest figure skating event in the U.S. aside from the Olympics. And this will take place at the Celebration Center for the adults, and the junior novice will skate out at Bloomington Ice Garden. This is January 16th through 24th of 2016. I just got back from Greensboro, North Carolina, which hosted the 15 a couple weeks ago. You know, a lot of figure skaters, super fans out there. These people are unbelievable. They booked 10 to 12 rooms, 10 to 12 nights in a row for next year in St. Paul. Probably $2,500 right off the bat. Just plug the Raymond card, sign me up, I'm coming. So we had 600 room reservations. We're out in Greensboro, which is great to see that excitement a year out. I know that St. Paul did a great job on that. The Coors Light Stadium Series was just announced a couple weeks ago. It's on the news. I don't have too many details on this. I'm sure if you have anything.
No, it'll be taking place at TCF Stadium, and I think it's kind of the precursor, if anyone's familiar with the January 1st game, New Year's Day game. If anyone's familiar, hockey always has a big New Year's Day game, which is kind of the marquee event outside of the Stanley Cup Final. So, from what I understand, we're kind of trying to go wild, and our destinations are trying to position ourselves to be that host here in the next couple of years. So. This is kind of a test run for that, for lack of better words. So we're pretty excited about that. Hopefully it leads to maybe even more marquee event, January 1st hockey game, which is again kind of the NHL's marquee event outside of the All-Star game. So, thanks.
Next, 2016 PGA Ryder Cup, which will be September 27th until October 2nd of 16. And that'll take place on Hazeltine Golf Course out in Chaska. The exciting thing about this event is it's a huge international draw. People will be coming in, staying in the destination for 7 to 10 nights, as opposed to 2, 3, 4 nights for some of the other events. So it's really going to bring a lot of economic impact, and also media coverage, TV coverage throughout the week. It's going to be prices for our destination. U.S. has been struggling in Ryder Cups. The last time they won was in 2008 down in Louisville. They almost had it in Chicago in 2012, so we really need to take this back and have Davis Love, who's going to be our captain. I think Darren Carter is the European captain. So that event's going to be using hotel room nights really all for Bloomington, Minneapolis, and St. Paul. So we're excited to have that. And then, we have the 2018 NCAA event, it's Frozen 4, which you guys have hosted that a couple times in the past, haven't you?
Yeah,
4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Brings a significant amount of economic impact to St. Paul as well as Minneapolis. And then last 2019 NCAA Final Four, which will be April of 2019, we just won that. That'll take place in the new stadium. I'm really excited for that as well. And one other I'd like to mention, we're actually putting a bid out tomorrow morning for the 2020 BCS or Bowl Championship Series championship football game, which we had been on for 2017 and we lost to Tampa, but that was the game that was just played by Oregon, Ohio State. So that it'll go out tomorrow morning, and that'll be one of the hotel room about 3 destinations. September this year.
So I just kind of wrap that up, obviously. So those are some of the big events that kind of encompass all the destinations or some of the marquee events that you might be seeing coming up on the radar. You know, I think when I've actually worked in the destination with some of these large events as well. So I kind of wanted to leave with a couple takeaways. I don't know if everyone is very engaged with the various CVBs, if you're members or not, whatever the case may be. I would just say the biggest thing at this point, if you do want to be involved, is get engaged. You know, we have a lot of networking events and things throughout the year. I think all 3 of our organizations do. So definitely stay in the loop there. And obviously, as the events get closer, there's going to be quite a bit of opportunity and information coming forth. And I think networking events are great. Obviously, well, you know, this is a very lively group as well. Attend the networking events with the bureaus and with yourselves, obviously. Partnering on fan tours and trade shows and other marketing opportunities. I think Eric kind of started to mention about that on SJP. Obviously, we just hosted MPI this past year, and I know we're all acronym soup here, but those are really good opportunities. SJP is going to be an opportunity where we're going to have a couple hundred of our really best government meeting planners in town. So it's really going to be an opportunity for us to kind of showcase the destination for that. They also get an opportunity to showcase our partners, many of you which are in the room as well. And then the biggest thing is obviously we can get them here. We talk about these events that are going to be coming in 2016 and 17 and 18 and 19 and years that we're not thinking about a week from now, let alone 4 years from now. But it's when they're here. It's the old adage: we sell the dream, we service the nightmare. You give them the experiences, and I think that's the biggest thing that coming from the sales side, my wife is on the servicing side of this industry as well. And trust me, you all deliver what we promise, and that's the one thing that gets them to come back and gets them to repeat their bookings, which makes our job easier. So I just kind of definitely don't forget that, because when these attendees are here, it's we're trying to entertain them, we're trying to live up to all the promises that we told them. We told you it's going to be great. It wasn't going to be a blizzard during the Super Bowl. So and all that, but again, I just want to express my appreciation, our appreciation, and gratitude for being able to come and chat, a little bit about the destinations, plural, and some of the bigger events coming up. And obviously, if there's anything that we can do to get you more engaged or provide you more information, that's what we're here for. Because, like I said, without you, we don't have a good time. So, all right. Any questions about the destinations? Any rumors that you've been hearing about the destinations that we can support or voucher? Yeah.
What are good ways for us if we want to get involved in like networking or kind of volunteering stuff, like how can we go about finding them?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll speak for Meet Minneapolis, and I'll let Eric and Todd join in too. Obviously, we're a membership-based organization, so a lot of suppliers are members of ours to kind of be in that network of the events coming in. So we have monthly, usually quarterly networking events that are just more very social, kind of getting people together. We've even branched that out a little bit more, where we have restaurant-specific ones, some tourism-specific ones. So really, the networking events that Meet Minneapolis hosts is probably our #1 opportunity. We have a pretty robust partnership department where we have member orientation meetings. You don't need to be a member to attend those. We usually like to speak about it. But really kind of get a sneak peek about what the organization is, some of the things that we're doing. They dive into a lot more marketing there. What tools that we bring to the table when we're trying to, we talk about the light rail and the airport and the Mall of America at the convention center, but how we tell those stories. So we kind of get some more of that information as well. So I would just say getting involved with the local bureaus, plural, and the networking events that they offer.
And just to add that really quick, another benefit, obviously, if you're a member, and I'm not trying to sell membership, but you get access to our convention calendar. So obviously, at the beginning, it's the client and we're kind of the liaison between the client and the city from a CVB standpoint. But once they start planning their events, looking like a year into the event, they're going to need some of the other venues and services and so forth. So that really allows you to access that information, as well as developing a relationship with us and CP to kind of figure out what exactly your client's going to need. So I think that's where I see a lot of you guys really stepping in at that point. So as well as like I kind of mentioned before, we do pre-promotes. So we're actively selling our venues and services and so forth. I like to think of it, us as a convention bureau, we're more of like a referral service. So that's kind of what your membership gets you, I guess. So Todd, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I stay close, obviously, I counterpart Minneapolis-St. Paul. Example yesterday, executive director from Senior Games had a client that he needed to do a site tour out of handle team for the rival cups. Instead, the client was coming in for rival cup. It's someone from an event man. So they reached out to me and connected them with the right person out of the handle team and got that set up for next week. So it all happened pretty quickly. So yeah, I have staff cards here, and if you have any specific questions from my counterparts in Minneapolis-St. Paul, and have to make those connections, get you the right person as quick as possible, answer specific questions about any of the sport events. So.
Well, again, I just wanted to offer our appreciation for being able to kind of chit chat a little bit with you about the destinations and what's going on, and really just kind of reiterating the fact that we are a strong destination and we do work well together, and it takes a village, and obviously there's a lot of support in this room. Obviously, if there's anything we can partner with you more, that's what we're here for. So, all right. Thanks, everyone.